This is your weekly report on corruption in the Philippine government. A barangay captain in Davao City is facing charges for allegedly opposing a demolition in Times Beach, Talomo. Barangay 76A Bucana Captain Robert Ilanalan shared a photo of his mugshot in a Facebook post on Tuesday evening, the 12th of March, 2025. Ilanalan said he was charged with usurpation of authority for resisting what he called an illegal demolition in the area. He also alleged that the Nograles family was behind the case against him. Whoa, how shameless, right? The Nograles are so happy because their councillor is supposedly the new captain. Haha, this is your captain, just being sued in Ecoland by Noni Necesito for fighting against the illegal demolition of the people in Cabacan, Times Beach, he wrote in his Facebook post. Despite the charges, Ilanalan assured his constituents that he remained their barangay captain and claimed that Duterte loyalists are being singled out. Don't worry, Captain Robert Ilanalan is still your captain. Your fight is our fight in Barangay 76A, Bucana. Long live. This is what they do to Duterte loyalists, he wrote. Sunstar Davao reached out to Ilanalan for further details, but he has yet to respond as of writing. The paper has also sought statements from the Nograles family in the Davao City Police Office, but neither has commented. In the 20th of January 25, Ilanalan also criticized the Nograles family over a rice distribution event at Balite Covered Court, which he alleged was poorly managed. He accused the group of leaving the area unkempt, with garbage and weeds scattered around. If you know how to make a mess, you should know how to clean it up. You have no manners, and you're supposed to be professional lawyers. Have some shame, he added. Ilanalan further called for the Commission on Elections to investigate the event, questioning whether it constituted vote buying ahead of the elections. He asserted that Barangay 76A was not for sale. 2 government engineers were gunned down on Friday, the 14th of March, in Cotabato City, and a 7-year-old girl was raped and killed in Batuan City on Saturday, the 15th of March. Police Lieutenant Colonel Domina de Palagan Jr., Cotabato Police Chief, identified the fatalities as Mohammed Mandangan, Chief of the Quality Assurance Division of the Department of Public Works and Highways 12 2nd Engineering District, a resident of Miroi City, and Benapeng of Malabang, Lanao del Sur. Their colleague was slightly injured and 2 others were unhurt. Investigation said the victims were on board a pickup truck driven by Mandangan on their way to the DPWH district office from a noon prayer when 2 motorcycle riding gunmen appeared and fired at them. The fatalities sustained multiple bullet wounds and died. 2 passengers in the backseat jumped off and hid in a gasoline station. Mandangan lost control of the steering wheel and the vehicle rammed an electric post. Police said they have 2 persons of interest in the killing and assured that they are actively pursuing them. Police Colonel Gilberto Tuzan, Cotabato Police Director, urged the people to help police catch the gunmen. Tuzan reminded the people to stay alert and immediately report any suspicious activities to the police. The Office of the Ombudsman found 8 Sangguniang Panloloygan members of Antique Province guilty of grave abuse of authority, grave misconduct, and conduct unbecoming of public officers. Guilty were Provincial Board members Egidio Elio, Ronnie Molina, Victor Condes, Alfie J. Nicoya, Claridel Sanchez IV, Mayela Mela Disleo, as well as ex-officio members Julius Zartaj and Langad of the Liga NGMGA Barangay and Kenneth Dave Basaleo of the Sangguniang Cabacan. The Ombudsman decision dated the 7th of March, 2025 obtained by the Manila Bulletin on Monday, the 17th of March, meted a penalty of 1-year suspension without pay to them. Approved by Ombudsman Samuel Martires, the 18-page decision detailed how they deliberately did not take action on the first supplemental budget requested by Governor Rodora Dodad for fiscal year 2024. They were guilty of appropriating zero budget to projects critical to the public welfare of the province of Antique, wrote Graft Investigation and Prosecution Officer Leilani Tagileo Marquez. The Ombudsman found out that they deliberately neglected their duties by boycotting the 3rd of June, 2024 session while having delaying tactics during 2 previous sessions held in the 20th of May 24. Part of the 1 billion pesos supplemental budget the KDO administration asked was intended for solar energy projects for the provincial hospitals as well as installation of solar-powered streetlights and home solar systems for residents of far-flung barangays. According to the Ombudsman, the 8 SP members betrayed public welfare and public interests of 15,000 households located in 200 far-flung barangays. The Office of the Ombudsman has directed the Department of the Interior and local government to immediately implement the collection of penalties from dismissed Philippine. Let Mayor Ramon Onate. The penalty is equivalent to Onate's salary for 6 months as mayor. The Ombudsman order stemmed from the cases filed against Onate for alleged violation of Republic Act 6713 or the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Public Officials and Employees, RA 7160 or the Local Government Code, and RA 9485 and RA 11032 or the Ease of Doing Business and Efficient Delivery Act. The cases against Onate and Christopher Montalban, Municipal Planning and Development Officer, were filed by one Mesias Arevalo. While the other cases were dismissed, the Ombudsman found substantial evidence that Onate violated Section 21 of RA 11032, resulting in the imposition of a fine equivalent to 6 months of his salary. The administrative case against Montalban was dismissed due to lack of substantial evidence. The Ombudsman pointed out that its order to collect the penalty is immediately executory as filing of a motion for reconsideration or review of petition does not impede its decision. A police officer who went viral online is now facing an inciting to sedition complaint over his social media posts in response to the arrest of former President Rodrigo Duterte, the Philippine National Police said. In a statement released on Tuesday, the PNP identified the cop as Patrolman Francis Steve Torlian Fontillas. The Quezon City Police District filed the inciting to sedition under Article 142 of the Revised Penal Code in relation to the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012 complaint against Fontillas with the Quezon City Prosecutor's Office. This development follows Fontillas' unauthorized and politically charged social media posts in response to reports of former president's arrest, the PNP said. Fontillas has been assigned to the district personnel and holding admin section since the 20th of February, 2025 but has been absent without official leave since the 6th of March, according to the PNP in a post on his Facebook account. Fontillas questioned the complaint filed against him saying he only expressed his stand. "What I did was inciting to sedition. I only expressed my stand and my principles. Where's our right to freedom of expression now? How pitiful the Philippines is," he said. He also posted a copy of his application for leave, saying that on the 5th of March he filed a leave for 10 days, the 6th of March to 19th, which was approved and signed by their chief administrator. He added his wife was present when he filed the application for leave. The PNP stressed its zero tolerance for political bias among its ranks and reminded personnel to remain apolitical and uphold the highest ethical standards in their official duties and personal conduct, including their presence on social media. The QCPD also reminded its personnel to adhere to the highest standards of professionalism and discipline. PNP officers shall remain apolitical and non-partisan at all times, and we must refrain from posting unauthorized and biased content in social media and other communication platforms, the QCPD said. The PNP vowed Fontillas' case will be pursued with full transparency and due process, reinforcing its commitment to serving with integrity and impartiality. PNP Chief Police General Rommel Francisco Marbel reaffirmed the organization's strict adherence to neutrality. The PNP is a pillar of law and order, not a platform for personal or political agendas. Let this serve as a warning. Any police officer who undermines our core values of integrity, service, and professionalism will face the full force of the law. We will never allow partisan influence to erode public trust in the PNP, he said. A teacher in charge of a public school was arrested after selling 40,800 pesos worth of shabu to anti-drug agents in Calamansig, Sultan Kudarat over the weekend. Benjamin Recites III, Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency 12 Director, said a joint PDEA and Police Regional Office 12 team launched the sting operation after receiving reports of the teacher's drug peddling activities. Sultan Kudarat Department of Education officials, who requested anonymity, said the detained teacher in charge would be facing administrative investigation over the incident. The Davao City Police Office is investigating an ambush that left a 51-year-old schoolteacher wounded in broad daylight on Thursday, the 13th of March, 2025. The victim, a resident of Barangay Maya, was driving along Acacia Street, Jula Subdivision, Barangay 76A, when he was attacked. Witnesses reported that a metallic grey Nissan Terra was being followed by a black Yamaha NMAX motorcycle with an unidentified plate number. The motorcycle blocked the Nissan Terra's path, while a silver-grey Toyota Innova, plate number NEN 5272, pending verification, overtook it from the right. A gunman inside the Innova then rolled down the window and fired at the victim, using what police suspect was a .45 caliber firearm based on the recovered shell casings. Despite his injuries, The teacher managed to drive to the nearby Central 911 office for help. The suspects fled toward the Tenia High School along MacArthur Highway, heading in the direction of Murray Road. Investigators learned that the victim had just attended a seminar by the Commission on Elections and was on his way home. He was also scheduled to attend a barangay hearing regarding a 6 million pesos estafa case involving an alleged money collection scam in Barangay Maye. The victim is now being treated at the Southern Philippines Medical Center, while authorities continue to track the suspects. Meanwhile, Police Station 15 has taken custody of the victim's vehicle for a trajectory examination, and additional evidence has been secured by the Davao City Forensic Unit. The general manager of the Metro Rail Transit 3 has been dismissed following an escalator malfunction that left at least 10 people injured. In an interview on Radio Pilipinas on Tuesday, the 18th of March, Department of Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon confirmed that MRT3 General Manager Oscar Bongan has been relieved of his position. This escalator in the MRT that malfunctioned last week took so long before it was fixed, and I do not like the attitude that it was not acted upon immediately and it was like there was a delay, Dizon said. Dizon said that his agency addressed the immediate needs of the people, and those working within it needed to be more responsive. Fixing the escalator should have been done the same day it broke. Dizon said that it took several days to fix the escalator, during which he had to call and follow up with MRT3 officials to ensure it was repaired. He said that even the slightest delay in operations could cause great inconvenience to the public. There needs to be a slight change in our agencies, especially in the agency that directly affects the daily grind of our citizens. We need people here who act fast, the transport chief said. Dizon declined to reveal who would replace the MRT3 general manager, saying that it was best to wait for the official papers. On Monday, the 17th of March, Dizon personally inspected the MRT3. Photos from the DOTR showed the secretary standing in line and riding the train during rush hour. Following this inspection, Dizon ordered a 1-hour extension of the MRT3's night operations but did not specify when this would take effect. Several former officials from the Department of Public Works and Highways have been convicted by the Sandigan Bayan of 41 counts of graft and 41 counts of falsification for ghost repairs of the department's vehicles in 2001. Found guilty were former Officer in Charge Assistant Director Florendo B. Arias, Supply Officer for Napoleon S. Anas, Accountant for Rogelio Elbere, Fiscal Controller V. Ricardo M1, Jr., Supply Officer for Mirov C. Fronda, Project Director Nanato F. Fano, and private individuals Janetta Bugayong and Victoria Maynigogo. Each of the accused was meted out a jail term of 6 to 8 years with perpetual disqualification from holding public office for every conviction under Section 3E of Republic Act No. 3019, the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. They were also sentenced to 2 years, 4 months and 1 day of prison correctional as minimum to 10 years and 1 day of prison mere as maximum, as well as a fine of 5,000 pesos for each count of estafa through falsification. For their civil liability, they were directed to jointly and severally pay different amounts for each set of charges to the government, represented by the DPWH, 18,690 pesos, 24,500 pesos, 5,000 pesos, 24,950 pesos, 24,950 pesos, 24,950 pesos, 24,950 pesos, 24,950 pesos, 24,850 pesos, 24,800 pesos, 24,900 pesos, 24,950 pesos, 24,860 pesos, 24,750 pesos, 24,950 pesos, 24,825 pesos, 24,050 pesos, pesos 24,550, 24,900 pesos, 25,000 pesos, 24,550 pesos, 24,800 pesos, 25,000 pesos, 24,900 pesos, 24,800 pesos, 24,900 pesos, 20,600 pesos, 24,780 pesos, 24,950 pesos, 24,800 pesos, 24,250 pesos, 24,850 pesos, 24,950 pesos, 24,800 pesos, 24,900 pesos, 24,950 pesos, 25,000 pesos, 24,830 pesos, 24,950 pesos, 20,200 pesos, and 24,460 pesos. Fano was acquitted in 5 sets of graft and falsification charges, while Arias was acquitted in 9 sets. Bugaong was cleared of 3 sets of graft and falsification charges due to the failure of the prosecution to prove their guilt beyond reasonable doubt. The anti-graft court said the accused's collective deceitful acts enabled the ghost repairs scheme, from falsifying job order requests and disbursement vouchers and making it appear that DPWH vehicles underwent repairs and replacement of spare parts even though no such transactions were made. They carried the deceit to fruition, so to speak, and knowingly so, the decision stated. They signed the disbursement vouchers afflicted with the same defects repeatedly over the course of almost 1 year, again, sealing their participation in the ghost repairs scheme. As a result of this fraudulent scheme, the government suffered damage equal to the amounts disbursed. The 122-page decision was written by 7th Division Chairperson Associate Justice Maria Teresa Dolores C. Gomez Estosta with the concurrence of Associate Justices Aldi V. Trespizes and Georgina D. Hidalgo. A former barangay captain was gunned down in Barangay Patronan, Calatrava, Negros Occidental on Tuesday, the 18th of March. Police withheld the name of the 64-year-old victim. Police Lieutenant Colonel Wilfredo Benoman Jr., Calatrava Police Chief, said the victim, of Barangay Macasilao, Calatrava, was on board a passenger jeepney on her way to San Carlos City, Negros Occidental when 2 unidentified persons shot her in the head. Benoman said the victim was declared dead in a hospital. A 19-year-old man sitting beside her was wounded by a stray bullet in the shoulder and recuperating in a hospital. Recovered from the crime scene were 2 fired 9mm cartridge cases and a deformed fired bullet. Benoman said that the victim was barangay captain of Macasilao from 2007 to 2010. He said that they are looking into land conflict as possible motive in the killing. She was an owner of several pieces of land, including a sugarcane plantation. A former village chairperson listed as the 3rd most wanted person in Quezon Province was arrested in Bulacan, the National Capital Region Police Office said on Wednesday. In a statement, NCRPO Director, Brigadier General Anthony Abarin, said the 44-year-old suspect, whose name was withheld, was arrested by the District Police Intelligence and Operations Unit of the Manila Police District, in collaboration with Unison Municipal Police Station and the San Miguel, Bulacan Police along the Tabang exit of the North Luzon Expressway at about 2:05 p.m. on Tuesday. The suspect, a former chief of Barangay Sampaloc 1, Dasmariñas, Cavite, has an arrest warrant for 2 counts of statutory rape issued by the Gumaca, Quezon Regional Trial Court Branch 172, with no bail recommended. Abarin said the operation was the result of relentless intelligence gathering, continuous surveillance, and meticulous coordination between multiple police units. He said authorities identified the suspect's whereabouts after weeks of tracking and validating intelligence information. The suspect is currently detained at the MPD custodial facility pending the return of the warrant to the court and the issuance of a commitment order. The Department of Justice on Wednesday said it filed multiple criminal charges against a public school teacher in Tarlac City accused of possessing and distributing child sexual abuse materials and committing acts of lasciviousness against 2 boys. In a 15-page resolution signed by Deputy State Prosecutor Olivia La Rosa Torrevillas and Prosecution Attorney Criselda Teoxan Yanga, the DOJ found strong prima facie evidence with a reasonable certainty of conviction to indict Leoncio Benigno Team Tolentino. Specifically, Tolentino was charged with online sexual exploitation of children and lascivious conduct under Republic Act Numbers 11930 and 7610, respectively, RA Numbers 9775 in relation to RA Number 10175, and the revised Penal Code. The fear instilled in a 6-year-old child, who viewed respondent Tolentino as a trusted authority figure at school, was sufficient to compel compliance. This manipulation of power dynamics, coupled with the victim's fear, underscores the coercive nature of respondent Tolentino's actions and the vulnerability of the minor in the face of such authority, the DOJ prosecutor said. The case stemmed from an investigation that started in the 20th of June 24 when the Philippine National Police's Women and Children Protection Center received information from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, a US-based organization that monitors online platforms for child sexual abuse materials. According to the NCMEC report, an individual using the email benley24@gmail.com was suspected of producing, possessing, and distributing CSAMs via Google Drive. Authorities later identified the account holder as Tolentino, also known as Leo or Benley Team, a public school teacher in Tarlac City. The police tracked Tolentino's online activities and IP addresses and discovered folders in his Google Drive containing 46 video files of child sexual abuse materials, specifically involving young boys. Further investigation revealed his use of different digital devices, including smartphones, flash drives and a laptop for storing and distributing CSAMs of victims, who were 13 and 6 years old at the time of the alleged abuse in 2017 and 2019, said the respondent used his position of authority as a teacher and the promise of money or food to make them comply with his demands. One of them said he was sexually abused by Tolentino, his former math teacher, on several occasions, while the other said the accused, though not his direct teacher, frequently called him to his office where inappropriate touching and kissing happened. That's all for this week. I'll see you next Friday with more stories of corruption and foolishness within the Philippine government.